welcome back to Bright and Rose Strings. In my previous video about how to change viola strings or violin strings, I didn't go into when you have a fine tuner, so today I wanted to talk to you about that. On a violin or viola, you will come across two kinds of fine tuner. On my violin, I have a loop. So you can see that loop goes over the hook, but to show you the difference on the viola, here's what a ball fine tuner looks like here. So on the viola, if I were changing my A string, when I order my set of strings, I make sure that when I select the A string for this set of strings, I say ball end, so that I know that I'll get the kind that goes in here. And then when I change that kind of string, you just put it in that ending like how I put it in the tail pieces in that video. But today, I wanted to actually show you how to change an E string on the violin if you have a loop end fine tuner. E strings make people nervous often because they're the thinnest string, they're the most likely to break by accident, either when you're playing or when you're changing the string, and they also wear out the most quickly. So I'll just show you how to change that one string today. I'm letting you know that I just changed the other strings, so my violin is out of tune right now, which means I'm going to go ahead and tune it, and then I'll take the E off. So I'll just check my other strings. Before I take the E off, I'm going to check to make sure my bridge is straight. Looks pretty good. So now, just like I did in the other video, to take off a string with a fine tuner, you start by moving the peg towards you. So I'll loosen it slowly. I'll watch as the end starts to come out of the peg. And then I'm grabbing it with this hand so that I can help guide it out. Okay, so I've got that end out. Now in the fine tuner, mine just flew right out, so that will maybe happen for you. If not, you just gently pull it out. So that's my old E, just like with the other strings. I'll put that old E in my new envelope to have as a backup in case my new E pops and I don't have a new string. This will be my backup just in the case of emergency. And I'll put it with the other set and write the date on it, the date that I changed it. Okay, so now I'll get my new string, and before I do that, I'll take my cloth and I'll clean off the area where the old E was. I'll take my pencil and I'll mark the groove at the nut and on the bridge to help it glide more smoothly over those 2 points. One thing to tell you about E's and A's on violas, sometimes they come with a piece of plastic, which is a string protector, to go over the bridge. It serves a few purposes. One purpose is to protect the bridge from it digging in. Another purpose is to kind of mute the sound so the E doesn't sound as shrill. A lot of people find that it adds a buzz to their sound when they play, though, which is an unintended result of having it on. So often people will just take it off. With mine, the one I have here, it didn't come with one of those, but depending on the size of the protector, if you don't want it on, you can often slide it down over the end and just take it off. Some people will push it all the way over the yarn here, where it's up against here, so it doesn't slide around, and some people who are brave will cut it off. I've never done that, but I know people do that successfully. On my instrument, I have a little piece of tape over where the E string goes in my bridge, which protects my bridge, and you'll see that sometimes with instruments, either a piece of tape or parchment there to protect it, and then I don't need that protector that comes with the string. So just so you know, that's how that would work if you had it. You'll see the loop end here. So that's what the loop end looks like. Like on the viola I showed you, the ball is like the other strings, it just goes into the fine tuner as opposed to into the tailpiece. I'll start the same way with E that I did with the other strings, which is that I'll start out with this end going into the peg box. With my other strings on, I have to pull the peg out a little bit so I can find that opening. And you can kind of see that hole on the peg. I'll slip it in just a little bit so I can get the E string underneath here so it won't cross my other strings that are already on the instrument. So I'll stick that end in. Then I'll do one initial turn to get it over the end of the string, and then as I start to wind it, I'm going to start to push the peg in that way. Start to push it in. It's It's winding underneath where the A string is. Pushing it in. I'm holding it with a lot of tension here so that I can keep that winding clean. Okay, I'm pushing it in. There it is. Now I need to look at how far I have to go, and I might have gone too far to get this. Yeah, a little too far, so I'm going to loosen it a little bit. Loosen. Now I have enough area, I think, that I can just slip this over that hook. And it's as simple as that. You just put it over the hook like that. The issue is, of course, as I'm tightening it, it might fly off. So I'll keep my eye on it, but for now it's there. I'm going to make sure it's on the groove on my bridge. Okay, and then as I tighten, I'll guide it into the groove on the net. I'm holding it tight still with this hand as I push it in, tightening. Look down to make sure it's still on the hook and on the groove. Good. I'm going to remove this finger out now. Actually, it might have been a little premature. Tighten, now I'll let go. Okay. So it's generally on. I'm going to look at my bridge. Still looks pretty good. Now, just like when I put the other strings on, I'll turn it a little bit towards me first, then up a little. E often people get nervous about because, again, it is the most likely to break. But know that usually what will happen is it just pops off the fine tuner. It's not super likely to snap as you're doing this. Though, could happen. Okay. Going back, forward slowly. Looking at my tuning app. Okay, I've almost got it. Great. So then I'd go back and tune the other strings. Keep checking the bridge to make sure it hasn't moved both this way and this way. And for the next couple of days, I'll have to tune more than normal because it's a new string. But that's how you change a string with a fine tuner, either a loop end or a ball end. I hope that helps. If it did, please subscribe to my channel, share any comments, and like my video. Thanks for watching.